So when this happens, realize that this is the one. And the people that realize it initially, or the first batch that go towards him, is from our lands, from Khurasan. The black flags will rise from the areas of Afghanistan. And this is part of the beliefs of the Ahlul Sunnah, that a person will come who will be from the lineage of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Rasul says, Al-Mahdi min itrati min waladi Fatima. The Mahdi is from my lineage, as in from my progeny, from the children of Fatima. And then he sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, his name will be my name. So his name will be Muhammad. And his father's name will be my father's name. So he will be Muhammad ibn Abdullah.
A lot of the scholars agree that the first of the major signs will be the Mahdi. Who is Al-Mahdi? Al-Mahdi means in English, the awaited one and the anointed one. So the chosen awaited one.
As the earth was filled with wrong and oppression, he will fill it with justice and peace. Ali radiallahu anhu says, يُصْلِحُهُ اللَّهُ فِي لَيْلَةٍ. Allah Rabbul Izzah will prepare him for the office of leadership in one night. So the Mahdi doesn't know he is the Mahdi. And the Mahdi doesn't have the competencies of the Mahdi. Until one night. In one night Allah will transform him.
And he resembles the Prophet ﷺ, not in his physical form, but in his character. Allah said about the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. You, O Muhammad, are on an amazing character. This is Allah witnessing to this. This man, Al-Mahdi, will be, and he said, he will rule and lead the Muslims until he transforms the world.
The ahadith mention that a king will die in the Jazeera, in the Arab Peninsula. And the sons, or 3 sons of a king, will fight and quarrel over leadership. And to avoid this quarrel, this man, Muhammad ibn Abdullah, will leave Medina in secret and go to Mecca. Because he doesn't want to be involved in the conflict, nor does he want people to turn towards him. So when he goes to Mecca, his aim is to avoid getting tangled up in this leadership struggle. Yet people follow him from Medina into Mecca. And they find him and they take him out. They will make bay'ah to him when he doesn't want it.
Al-Mahdi, as in Sahih Muslim you find this hadith, he will come out, he will appear in Mecca. And the scholars will identify him with the descriptions that the Prophet ﷺ placed about him. There are certain features about him. Wide forehead, big sharp eyes, a thin nose which is slightly hooked on the top. Al-Mahdi, they know his other signs, so that no one can think Al-Mahdi is someone else. He has particular signs. They are all authentic narrations from the Prophet ﷺ. You'll find them in Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim.
And as soon as they have pledged allegiance, 2 things will happen. Number 1, an army will march out from Syria to attack this progeny of the Rasul. And the Prophet ﷺ, listen carefully, is in the house of Aisha radiallahu anha, and he is asleep. And in his sleep he starts to move. He looks uncomfortable. He's displaying what he's never displayed before. Discomfort and sleep to the extent that he's moving. Then he got up. So she said, Ya Rasulullah, I have seen you do what you normally do not do. So the Prophet ﷺ said, strange is the situation. An army will come from Syria, intending the house of Allah, from my ummah, seeking a man from my progeny to attack him. And in another hadith, an army will come campaigning towards the Kaaba until it reaches the Bayda. And Bayda is an expanse of land between Mecca and Medina, a flat desert land. When it reaches there, the Prophet ﷺ says, يَخْصَفُ بِأَوَّلِهِمْ وَآخَرِهِمْ. The earth will suck them in their first and their last. So this is one of the signs that this one is the one the Prophet ﷺ intended. First, that his name will be my name. Second, an army will come to attack him. And he will be unarmed. And the army will be destroyed by Allah alone. So when this happens, realize that this is the one. And the people that realize it initially, or the first batch that go towards him, is from our lands, from Khurasan. The black flags will rise from the areas of Afghanistan, and the flags will come towards him, and they will traverse through the land until they come in help of the Mahdi. And his time is a difficult era. The Rasul says it in an eloquence befitting the majesty of the Rasul. Listen carefully, Muslims. تغزون جزيرة العرب فيفتحها الله. You will campaign in the Arab Peninsula and Allah will open it. ثم تغزون الفارس. Then they will